happening now. A youth curfew is in effect at the Wharf until 5 a.m. Any unaccompanied minors will be asked to leave by police, and if they refuse, they could be arrested. Now, this comes after several incidents there and at Navy Yard, which does not currently have a curfew. 7 News' Liana Golden is asking those who live and work in that area if they think that should change.
Well, it was right here outside the Navy Yard metro station where last week we saw huge groups of teens fighting and storming into nearby businesses, the kind of activity that prompted a youth curfew over at the Wharf, which is private property. But this is under the city's jurisdiction and would require approval from council. And folks around here think it's time for some new rules. As you can see, there's already an increased police presence here tonight.
Yeah, I live around here.
Something needs to be done.
Navy Yard locals Kathy Fowler and Logan Henderson are fed up with this. The so-called teen takeovers in public spaces that have put people on edge.
Some of these kids need to be in the house.
And that's the goal over at the Wharf this weekend, where a youth curfew is in effect until Tuesday. So I asked people, do you think there should be a similar curfew here at Navy Yard?
It should be a curfew, period. And the reason why I'm saying that is because there's too much violence going on with the younger generation.
Even Saturday afternoon, 7 News noticed 2 instances where you can see a group of juveniles gathering on the street and a Metropolitan Police officer approaches to disperse the rowdy groups.
I think, yeah, obviously anywhere where there's serious, community safety threats and or concerns, yeah, a good police presence is helpful to sort of keep things under control.
There was an MPD unit in just about every direction you looked, but still, Fowler says it's hard to keep the peace without an official curfew in effect.
I most definitely want to see it because we're trying to save our kids today, not lose them.
She says no matter how much leaders and lawmakers try to get a handle on the situation, it often comes down to the parents. She says it's on them to know where their kids are and know they're not causing a scene here in the streets. At Navy Yard, I'm Liana Golden, 7 News.
Now, as Liana mentioned, the curfew is only in place at the Wharf right now, despite the disturbances that we've documented happening over at Navy Yard. Now, the reason there's no curfew there is because it's a public space and not privately owned, like the Wharf, which means the mayor and the city council would have to pass an emergency bill to change the curfew there.
I want to announce that I intend to work with our public safety team and the council to introduce legislation to update a few of our curfew policies.
What I would like to see, and I might be getting ahead of myself here, is also having our businesses create something so that there will be no trespassing after a certain hour.
Now, MPD says they'll extend the curfew at the Wharf through the end of the summer if needed.